Now today we are going to discuss about cells. Now what is cells? Cells are the smallest structure of any living organisms which performs all the life functions of that living organism. This is known as cells. Now cells are combined together to form tissue. That tissue perform some functions, and tissue combined together to form organ combined together from organ system combined together to form an organism. Okay, finally an organism is formed. Now we are talking about the cells. Now who discovered cells? Robert Hooke. We should know that Robert Hooke has discovered cells. Now types of cell. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Now we know that all the cells have cell organelles. Now which cell organelle is not bounded by a membrane? Membrane means the cover, not bounded by any membrane, and which have not any distinct cell organelles. If we see them through the microscope, then these cells are come under the category of prokaryotic, and prokaryotic cells are found in lower class of organisms, while on the other hand eukaryotic means the cells which have a distinct cell organelles and which the cell organelles are bounded by membrane, and this is known as eukaryotic cells, which is found in higher class of organisms. Okay, now multicellular organism and unicellular organism. Now multicellular organisms means the organism which has many cells, and all the cells combined together to perform some means not all the cell. Multicellular organisms means the cells which have many cells, and all the cells combined together to form different functions. But in the case of unicellular cell, there are only one cell, and from that cell it performs all the activities like reproduction, respiration, movements, etc. And this is the difference between multicellular and unicellular. Now we are going to learn about animal cell in this part 1 of cells. Okay, now what is this animal cell made up of? Cytoplasm, nucleus, mitochondria, lysosome, Golgi bodies, rough endoplasmic reticulum, soft endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, vacuoles, etc. Okay, now I am going to say about these functions. Now this is cytoplasm, this substance found in every kind of cell. Okay, now this is a jelly-like substance which contain all the cell or organelle, and which is made up of carbohydrates, proteins, and water. The function of a nucleus. The function of a nucleus is used to control all the functions of a cell. Okay, now inside the nucleus there are chromosomes. Now chromosomes which are made up of means there are 20,000 genes in per pair of chromosomes. Means there are 23 pair of chromosomes, of where one pair is sex chromosomes. Okay, and inside the chromosomes there are DNA. Not inside chromosomes there are DNA, we know it, but means in 20,000 genes part with 20,000 genes contains in per pair of chromosomes. Per pair of chromosomes contains genes, 20,000 genes, and which are made up of a chemical substance known as DNA. The function of DNA is used to carry the characteristics of an individual to the next generation, and the function of genes is to store the characteristics of an individual. Now, what is the function of mitochondria or chondria? Now, whenever energy is generated inside the cell or during the time of respiration, where O2 is taken and CO2 is released. At that time, some energy is released, and which is stored in the ATP molecules. Now, when any kind of energy is required by the cell, the ATP molecules is used to give the energy, and so that mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of a cell, and ATP molecules are known as energy currency of a cell. Now, what is the function of lysosome? Now before going to this, we have to know one more thing, which is known as fusion. Fusion means the coming out of some particles through the cell membrane of an animal cell inside the cell. Some particles can come like H2O from a higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Okay. Now during this fusion or cellular during this fusion, the cell may get burst or get damaged. Now, if the cell get damaged, the lysosome will contain some powerful enzyme and it will digest the whole cell. Whenever the cell will damage, the lysosome will burst and it will digest the whole cell and it will clean up the area. Now, for this Golgi bodies, we will learn in the next part, because this is a very important topic which I can't explain in this chapter. So I am going to just this Golgi apparatus. Now, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum are found inside the ribosomes, which are used for produce proteins. Okay. Now, soft endoplasmic reticulum produce lipids, means fats. Lipids means fats. Now, the function of vacuoles is used to store all the empty products of a cell. Now, at last, this is a cell. This is a nucleus. In the animal cell, I am doing a rough thing. I am not a good artist. I am not a good painter. Okay. Now, here is the plasma membrane or the cell membrane. This is the nucleus. There are vacuoles which are more in numbers in the case of plant cell, mitochondria, and all other parts are located in this cell. Okay, and this cell is known as cytoplasm. Now, these Golgi bodies or Golgi apparatus I am going to teach you in the next chapter. So